Again, for people that might have just popped in and maybe they just got here 5 minutes ago and they're like, wait, what am I watching right now? Watching Armored Warfare, of course, and there's quite a few different tanks, like you just said. There's these long distance tanks.
Yeah, so you know, here you have this main battle tank here and another one to his side. We got the tank destroyers on the wheels over there, and then a small light tank in this match. So we're not showing the artillery one in this, and we also don't have a armored fighting vehicle in this particular match.
Okay, and there's 5 total. Is that how many?
Yeah, five vehicle classes.
Cool, cool, cool.
So at this point, the players transition on to the next map in the series. This is one we call Refinery. And unlike the last one, their spawn points aren't random. They all start on one side of the map, work their way over to engage a very entrenched enemy, and they pretty much have to work as a team. So they start out having to work their way across an open field, very dangerous area where they can be shelled from a distance. And then they'll work their way into that refinery over there. The objective is to get to the center of the refinery, get that capture point in the center, and then they'll win this map. So this is the second out of what would be 3 missions. We're only showing 2 today.
Okay.
Or three maps in a full mission.
Yes.
So we're seeing about 2/3 of a full PvE playthrough for a team. So moving out, being a little careful. As I mentioned, the first part's kind of in the open, so they have to figure out how to engage that enemy without just being easy targets. So they're kind of working their way over that hill there.
And like you said, this is the heavy team play map here. Where you really
if someone just zips off on their own, the enemy's very entrenched on this map, so you'll get mobbed pretty bad. But as long as they work together, they'll be just fine. Now on this map, there's a new secondary objective. This one's timed as well. It says destroy the fuel shipments, and they've got 3 minutes to do it. That's actually marked by the blue circle on the mini map on the north east corner there, and that's basically a train that's going to take off in 3 minutes. The objective is to go blow up the fuel tanks on that train before it gets out of there. And because it's so far back in the map, this is a situation where you kind of want one of those fast little AFVs. Those armored fighting vehicles, they can zip in the back there, get that objective, and get out of there, ideally without getting shot.
Nice.
This team, unfortunately, doesn't actually have an AFV with them, so they're going to have a little tougher time. All these vehicles are a little bit larger and slower, not necessarily suited for making kind of that spy run to the back there to take those out. But let's see if they manage to pull that off. Just missed getting blown up there. Good dodge.
Yeah, barely. Yeah.
That's some of that dangerous long-distance fire.
If that was real life, could you imagine? You probably would just be like, I'm done.
Yeah, it'd be pretty terrifying. The shockwave alone would certainly do a number on you.
I'm out, guys. I'm turning this into a boat, and we're hitting the water.
We're going for the river.
Head for the river! I think we talked about a lot of the overlays here, but we might not have really discussed what's going on at the bottom of the screen here. We got a couple different missiles, it looks like, that you can fire.
Yeah, there's some different types of ammunition available to the vehicles. In this case, you have 2 different types of shells on the Stingray 2 here. Different shells are going to have different mechanics. We do simulate kind of what these shells do in the real world and how they interact with different armored. So there's some pros and cons of the different choices you have available. This tank is actually about to fire an anti-tank guided missile. And the thing is, you can actually guide that missile. He tried to hook it around the corner there and get that vehicle that was backing up. I don't think he actually managed to pull it off, but we have seen some pretty crazy trick shots possible with those guided missiles too. And then he also has a primary shell that's just the standard direct fire style.
Okay, cool.
Black Company, they have reinforcements inside.
And it looks like some of those slots are for like repairing potentially.
Yeah, so on the other end of the bar there you have some different consumables players can bring in. So there's an array of different options for those. This example, he has improved fuel, that's improving the quality or the horsepower of his engine. He's also got a repair kit and he's got a fire extinguisher. The vehicles can be set on fire. Either it's a fuel fire or their engine can get lit up, and you'll want an extinguisher option to get that under control. Otherwise, you take a lot of damage.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes, that is what a fire extinguisher would be used for.
And then this one, he has also the first aid kit there. The crew members of the vehicles can also be injured.
Okay.
So first aid kit there to try and get them back on their feet and get them through the match. So they didn't manage to get the secondary objective either. Not batting 1,000 here on the optional objectives. But so what would have happened is that the train actually pulled out of the station at the time limit. Opportunity to take it out is pretty much gone at that point.
Yeah, that's like all the fuel shipments. The whole enemy army is just completely fueled up.
Yeah, it's like, way to go, guys.
That's okay.
No bonus credits for them.
It's an alpha. They're
learning,
learning.
right?
They're learning. Yeah.
So yeah, their final objective here is pretty much to clear up the rest of the vehicles inside the refinery. There's a capture circle in the center. They get on that and hold it for about a minute, and as long as they don't take any damage for that duration, then they'll have succeeded in the mission. Obviously, the easy way to pull that off, or ideal way to pull that off, is to take out all the vehicles. Sometimes players figure out some other tricks for finishing it even without destroying all the enemy vehicles, and still being able to take that capture point. So there are some different options there.
That's awesome. That's I like the concept of this map. It's like you know, it mixes up the game a little bit. This is really stealthy. It seems like you're kind of like hiding around, you know, walls and kind of poking out.
Yeah, they started out there in the open. Now they're engaged in this close quarters combat. So
Hey, PS, knock down a shot.
so right here, what just happened is that these things are firing missiles.
Hey, PS saved us.
But this is that Leopard 2A5 with the active protection system, so it actually shot down those missiles. It all happens in the blink of an eye, so it's very hard to see in action. So that's why we've got the VOQ there, just to kind of let you know that, yeah, your equipment just saved you there.
Target armor is destroyed.
So you can see the blue bar filling up at the top there. Looks like they're about to secure the mission,
Oh,
or
awesome.
secure the refinery here, and finish this map off. At that point, then they would move on to the third map of the series and take on the challenges there. At the end of that, their performance during the matches would be tallied up, and they'd get their progression out of that.
I love how all the fuel shipments are gone, but we got the refinery.
Hey, at least you got that now, right? So they got the last shipment out. But yeah, so then here at the end of the mission, just friendly helicopter coming in.
There we go.
Troops coming in to secure the place. Looks like they're blowing it up a little bit. But
we secured it now. Blow it up.
secured it now. Now send in the missiles. But yeah, so that's like I said, the second example of the maps we have, and that's the gameplay footage we have for you today.
Yeah, that was actually really, really cool. I wasn't sure what I was going to see here because, like you said, it was so early, and I wasn't actually sure. I hadn't even seen the game. This is all new for like everyone.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, what's going to happen with this? But that was really cool. It had like a lot of diversity to it, the different tanks, the different levels. Speaking of that, I don't know if we went over how many maps are we talking. We saw 2, but you said there was 3 in that one. But I'm assuming there's more than that.
Yeah,
Or
you know, I actually don't have the number right off the top of my head, but it's one of those things that even what we start with, we're going to continue updating, continue releasing new PvE missions and new player versus player maps.
Okay, that's
so it'll be an
awesome.
ever growing inventory.
And it seems like you know a lot about all this military stuff, Rich, if that is your real name.
Can't confirm or deny.
That's really cool. Do you have like a military background?
I don't. It was something we dived into when we got the project and started working on it. We do actually have some team members who have served in the military.
Okay.
We have one of our programmers actually drove the M1 Abrams in the Gulf War. So we're able to talk to him a lot and get a lot of references about, you know, what are some of the things you'd say, what are some of the practice you'd do and things like that. And
I can think of a couple of words he might say if he was inside of a tank getting fired at.
yeah, I don't know if we can put those all in the game, though. So.
Help me. That's what I would say. Oh no, I am scared right now. Oh, that's really cool. So yeah, there's a lot of authenticity to this game. I think is what makes it really interesting for someone like me that might be new to a genre like that. I don't know a lot about like tanks and armored vehicles and stuff, and thinking that these are like, oh, I'm battling with these real life things that man built. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's a really good way to learn more about these vehicles. You know, we as developers on the project have certainly done a lot of research and investigating what are the actual mechanics and properties and performance attributes of these vehicles, and our goal is to reflect that in the game. So you know, we do a lot of iterating. If it doesn't reflect what we know to be the real world performance of the vehicle, we go in and we change it. The models themselves, we spend a lot of time finding schematics, blueprints, a lot of photo references. We try to model those all the way down to the bolt. So if any time we identify, hey, that's not exactly right, it goes back in and it gets fixed. So we really want to be accurate.
That's really cool. And again, if you missed it earlier, you can actually upgrade the tanks. We saw that like in the very, very beginning of the trailer. They had some armor on them. So it's just more than just, you don't just get the tank and then it's like, this is how it is in real life. The end. The game is over. You know, play with this. You can add some armor upgrades and stuff to it as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You'll be the interesting thing is every tank actually has its own unique list of upgrades. because the upgrades available for the vehicles reflect the real-world development history of the vehicle.
Oh, okay.
So everyone has its own, every vehicle has its own history,
Wow.
and that's reflected in the upgrade trees. So
Okay, that's crazy.
Armor
That's awesome.
upgrades, that anti-tank guided missile, or that they were shooting, the active protection systems, smoke grenades, computer electronics, and other technology, all reflected in the individual upgrades for the different vehicles.
And again, remind me really quick of the different types of gameplay there. I just want to catch everyone up, you know, because we had quite a long
sure.
trailer there, and you don't want anyone to come in and be like, wait,
What do you do in this game?
Yeah, there's PvE and PvP,
Yeah.
correct? Like you said.
So PvP is very team-centric, so you know, requires a lot of cooperation between the teams in order to achieve victory. And for players who aren't really into the PvP so much, we have the PvE mode, and that's like the example we saw where players are working together against enemy AI. All those red marked vehicles in there, all completely AI controlled. And really both forms of gameplay are completely supported and valid ways to progress through the game, so it's however players enjoy playing it.
Awesome. And then, so this is so crazy early. We're talking, you said pre-alpha, even some pre-alpha footage in there. Like, is there an estimated release date? Right
Yeah,
now?
actually we're going to be hitting closed beta Q1 of next year. So we really look forward to people joining us in on that. They can sign up for the beta on the website at aw.my.com.
Okay, definitely go to that, aw.my.com, guys, and sign up for that so that when the beta does roll out, you know, you can hopefully get involved.
Yeah,
You
we
said
definitely want to have people in that.
It's closed, right? So you want to get that email, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. And then that sounds like a lot of fun, guys. Definitely get involved in that. Again, I'm Justin Flynn. We are live from PAX Prime in Seattle, Washington. Joining me was Rich Taylor, the producer of the game Armored Warfare that you just saw. I can't wait to check it out really soon here. Sign up for that beta, guys, and we will see you soon.
Thanks a lot for having us.
Oh, dude, awesome time, awesome time. Love the gameplay footage.